Let me get this up and going out on Twitter. Get this party started. And who do we have first in chat? Okay, we're on AMC, a little bit red on the day. Look at Prog coming back. This is what we wanted to see. Hey, Paul, welcome to the chat, man. This is just kind of the midday hangout from Claybro's channel. You'll see a lot of the same names in here. It's just a place to chill out. People come over. We do tend to talk options quite a bit on this channel, but it's just kind of a place to hang out, talk options, talk regular stocks, talk sports. Pretty much anything. It's an open free for all in here. And of course, we always welcome new people to the chat. It's always great to get new people in here. People asking questions or just hanging out. Of course, smash the like button. If you want to subscribe, turn on notifications. Join the Viper Pit, just like the Bro Fam. So let's drop down. AMC's actually looking pretty good for the day. So it went through, got some new trend lines on here yesterday. Was kind of tracking this slow end. Oh yeah, I love Claybro's channel. This it kind of is a spin-off of Clay's channel. Just there was so much going on in there. I used to just type in some options update just to give a general numbers on where the option chain was going. And I noticed that people started asking quite a bit about, individual questions about options. People looking to get into them, or they had them and wasn't sure, wasn't sure what they were planning on doing them. So, yeah, just kind of started doing this channel. Hey, Wrestler, how's it going? We have an official chat now. Wrestler has popped in and dropped the eggplant. So, looking at it, this is a pretty decent end to the year. Yeah, let's definitely make some money. That's what we're all here for. So if we look at it, we did have the gold channel, which was an ascending trend line that was set up quite a while ago. It did not pan out. We broke through, and we were holding this horizontal level of support. But it's kind of looking going off of where the initial launch of the golden channel going upward was. I kind of pulled it out to take into account yesterday and day before. And looking at it, we are actually holding this line right now. Wrestler out here, Wrestler smoking it up a bit. Hey, Simon! There we go. Now it's turning into a right party here. Of course, it is New Year's Eve. Cannot wait for the new year to start. I wonder if tonight when the ball drops in New York City, if at the same time, like a meteor or something, a small sized one will target the Citadel headquarters, just a lucky meteor or comet. Well, not comets are larger, get a meteor just to take out Citadel headquarters, stop the shorting, kick off 2022 with a smash. Smashing it like that. Smashing it like the like button. But yeah, AMC, it is looking like it wants to hold this this new trend new upward support line that we looked at. It was either yesterday or the day before. Went for it. Shib is still saying it's Shib's still kind of happy. Still, it leveled out. It is getting a little bit of momentum going upwards. You know, you check your you got your low, higher low, higher low, and yeah, Wrestler says no spammy. Doge, same pattern. Uniswap actually has caught quite a bit of quite a nice upward channel going here. A little bit of a pullback going on. Kind of getting like a Matterhorn or the Eiger over in Europe. Those are mountains for those who don't know. Yeah, but you know, a lot of the cryptocurrencies we're seeing about the same pattern on a lot of them. A lot of crypto does tend to follow the same pattern. You get this little rise, a pullback, and then the higher rise. Going over, rise, pullback, higher rise. So yeah, we're seeing about the same pattern on most of these. Shib has been a little bit flatter than the rest of them, but no worries. We know, you know, with all the burn parties going on Shib, and all the excitement, you know, you'll get the shills who'll come in like, oh, this is dead, that's dead, this is a dead cat. Yeah, you know, they can just move on. So S&P 500, let's go ahead and pull some of these up, look at them, just how they're doing on the day. Oh, old school nerds got something going on. Yeah, I definitely. I'm in the same boat as you, Paul. I view it. All my cryptocurrencies are long-term holds. I'm not looking to day trade, swing trade. I'm not looking, not looking to get rich quick. If there's a huge burn or a huge catalyst that runs the price up, that's great. But most of these I plan on holding for the long term. So I've got Shib on one here on Webull, and I've got Doge on another brokerage that is not a wallet. All the rest of the cryptos that I track are in a wallet, and in that wallet I earn daily interest on all my other crypto positions and on my stable coin. So most of those, they're just sitting back there, not only making money when the price of the coin goes up, but they're making money just in the fact that they're drawing interest for me. So almost all the crypto I'm in is a long-term hold. I just gonna wait and see, a couple of years down the road how much money they make me. So yeah, on the daily so far, SPY for the most part, not a whole lot of excitement going on. End of year, we've been going over it. We've gone over it on Clay's channel. We've gone over it here. Just the end of the year, we're kind of in a slump. There's not going to be a whole lot of excitement going on. So there are the Qs, which is the NASDAQ 100. Let's pop over the IWM, which is the Russell 2000, which is the home of AMC. Same thing, not a whole lot of excitement going on. Let's go ahead, let's check GameStop. GameStop, sliding downward a little bit, not a whole lot of volume. Let me jump over on my other site. If it's your first time in here, Paul, I do tend to bounce from screen to screen. I certainly try to get out a good amount of information. Looking at, where do we have? Yeah, looks like GME's coming up on the day just to about 550,000 shares traded. AMC, let's get their numbers. Pop over on the graph, get their numbers up. AMC is looking around 12 million volume today. So yeah, really not a busy day in the market. Now, of course, when you get patterns like this, when it's trading for the most part sideways, if you've never been in here before, there is a particular option strategy that I really like. I have gotten options off since after Thanksgiving, when we had that 3 weeks of just getting beat down day after day after day. I kind of went a lot of my usual positions went options off, just because how far we got pushed down. A lot of volatility, and just waiting to see the stock stabilize a bit, because a lot of the options that I do play as far as generating, steady revenue or steady income, I do like the stock to be a little bit more stable, higher volatility, the chance for, if I set up a zone and the chance for the stock price to blow right through the zone and make my position, make my position go south on me, it's just, it's not a good place to be. So I kind of wait for it to stabilize a bit. So let's go ahead. Let's check the bull puts for next week on AMC, because I might start off the new year reopening up the bull puts. We are looking pretty good on share price lately. And we'll actually we'll have a quick look here and, pop back over to the chart and kind of look at some of the reasoning that I'm using. For some reason, Weeble's being slow loading up. The past week and a half, 2 weeks, it seems like, when I switch over from one type of contract to another, open new windows, it seems like it takes forever to get the information loaded. So looking here, now one thing I like to do is what I refer to as quartering up. If I'm going to be playing a bull put spread, on bull put spreads you have to put up a collateral, and the collateral is the difference in the share prices multiplied by 100 because you're dealing in 100 shares. So with a dollar price difference, you put up $100 collateral. Well, one thing I like to do is look for a midpoint premium right around $25 or 25 cents per share. Because essentially, if you enter into four bull put spread contracts, you put up 400, and if the contract, if it goes off without hitch and ends out the week perfectly, you turn 400 into 500. So pretty much you're getting a 25% gain on the collateral you're putting up. So right now, I've been looking at the 25-26s, and right now, because they do lose value over time, and they're sitting at $22 a contract right now. So it'd be kind of worth making a mental note that we're looking at a little bit less than a quarter up here, and a little bit more than a third up. So depending upon what happens Monday as far as price movement, or even towards the end of the day, we could see this. We could see the 22 enter into a favorable, or if the stock price starts to run up more, because as the price moves up, these contracts, the further away you get, they lose more value. So potentially the 26-27s could be a good place to enter for bull puts. So what I'm going to do is pop back over the chart because I have zones already set up. Wrestler, I've seen that before in here. I am not entirely sure what exactly that means on there. So if you look here on AMC, I got this kind of built out, and I've got different buffer zones on here. And you can see, I've got two different horizontal channels, and the one goes from 28 down to 26, which is what I view as a soft station zone. It's kind of a soft zone that, as long as we can dip down and dip down into that range and then recover back above. And if you notice that 26 mark, I've got that as a hard line on here, because if when we were over at the options page, I was saying, I was looking at the 25-26s. So if I go for the 25-26s, and I know that AMC, is playing between this 26 to 28 range, I know as long as it keeps playing in that range and doesn't drop below it, I know that those 25-26 contracts will be 100% good at expiration. So that right there is set up for me to pay attention to see, how much of a threat are those contracts of being, exercised, or of being, just losing value. Because if it does drop down, now we did have the $20.80 2080 push right here, but that was a 15-minute run. It only dropped down to that for 15 minutes, and if you look, this 2251, this has held up a lot better as a level of support. You actually, so what you're saying is you need to buy. So you are saying you need to buy 100 shares of AMC stock at 28.32. What do you mean buy 100 shares of stock at that price? Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is just more educational and just kind of my views, what I look for when playing contracts. But I don't know how to do shorts. Well, shorts could, you know, I do on some positions, especially in the downtrend. I have played puts before, so I am playing favorable towards some stocks going down. But I've never actually shorted a stock that I know of. I may have accidentally done it, just not understanding the mechanism. But yeah, I have bought puts before on a stock, on some stocks. But as far as actual shorting of a stock, I don't do shorting. All any positions I do are just they're flat out the buying and selling of standard contracts. I don't know how some people. I know there is the poor man's covered call. I haven't not done research if there's the reverse of that, where instead of doing covered calls, if you're doing like a poor man's short, I don't know if that would be the mechanism for shorting. Would be the opposite of a poor man's covered call. But I've never looked into actually shorting a stock. But yeah, certainly, if you feel the need to buy 100 shares at that 28.32, or it looks like 28.27 right now, that definitely, if that's financially feasible for you and that's something you're interested in, I do tend to like 100 share blocks of AMC, because on the high end that opens me up to selling covered calls. And covered calls is one of those other regular revenue generating option strategies that I go for. Have you? I maybe should have open with this, Paul. Have you done any kind of options trading before? Because I don't want to get too overloaded with information. If I would say the old thing, it's all Greek to me. Well, that in options, that's kind of funny because the numbers are referred to as the Greeks. So AMC dropping off just a little bit. How are people making money on AMC? Oh, new to stocks. Well, for now, it all depends on where you get in, what you buy your shares at. As long as if the current share price is above your average, you're making money. Now, granted, that is all unrealized. You don't really make money or lose money until you sell. Your position can be down, but it's an unrealized loss. Your position could be up, but it's an unrealized gain. Your gains and losses aren't actually realized until you exit your position. Now, one thing, if you're new to stocks, options are it's a higher risk situation, to where when you buy shares, you own your shares. There's no expiration date on them. When you go in and you're opening an options position, with options, you pick an expiration date, which means that at the end of that period, it either expires, is exercised, or you close your position early to either take profits or preserve capital. So options are riskier in that there's a set period of time that your option is open for. Now, some people will make money on a stock by either buying calls or buying puts, and the share price moves the direction that's favorable to you, and you either execute at the end or you exit your position early to capture profits. I do occasionally purchase calls, purchase puts. I'm not a fan of those because when you're dealing with the purchasing of options, time is your enemy. And I tend to sell sell covered calls, sell bull put spreads, sell iron condors. I sell options positions because when you're selling, time works on your side. So I tend to like having time working for me and time making me more money. So some people are making money, just day trading or swing trading. If you get a stock that's moving in a rhythmic pattern. Hey, Danelle, welcome to the chat. Glad you popped on in and listening. Fist bump for Danelle. Happy New Year's Eve. So some people, and I've actually got here on this chart, I've got Prog set up for the same type of position as far as how to make money, and so I've got two different distinct zones set up here on the chart. I've got the upper zone, which would be my selling zone, and I got the lower zone, which would be my buying zone. Now, because when we dip below that buying zone, that means we're at a super discount right there. When you look, I just adjusted the numbers yesterday, so we have $2.90 a share, $2.60 a share, and $2.25 a share. So this is a way, rather than going in and doing options where you have to, all options operate on a block of 100 shares. Well, if you're just dealing in, buying and selling shares individually, not using options contract, not using the expirations, you can, buy and sell as many shares as you want. So with these channels set up, it kind of tells me, based on where it's at, if it's in this zone, I'll keep buying shares and holding and waiting till it moves back up into a zone of where I'm comfortable selling at. And if you zoom out, you can see Prog is a very good example, because if we go all the way back to right here at, okay, this would be at December 1st. December 1st, it fell into this corridor, and that's I started to set it up based on what I was seeing. I probably set this up, the first week or so, because I saw that it ran sideways in channel, and then it dipped down, ran sideways a bit, ran back up, ran sideways for quite a while. So it kind of set up to where Prog was running more of a rhythmic pattern. And any stock that trades in a rhythmic pattern, you can take advantage of the consistency of it. So of course here, like I said, it dipped down. We are in a fairly good discount zone right now. And we've also got the yellow line on the graph. That is actually where my average is. So as I buy and sell and change my average, I'll adjust that line just to see, based on where the stock price is, I know where my midpoint is. I know whether I'm up or down on the stock just at a glance. So yeah, it's set up for a swing trade, and there's always the potential of a day trade. Day trading being, you're buying and selling the same stock in, the same trading day. If you have a smaller account, I believe it's under $25,000. If you have an account that small, you're only allowed so many day trades within a 5-day period. Now, each day trade that you conduct has its own expiration. So if you enter into a day trade, you enter your first day trade on Monday, and then you enter another day trade on Wednesday. Well, when you come back around to the following Monday, that first day trade will expire, and you'll be back down to just having one active day trade. And a lot of brokerages do have a way for you to track where your day trades are, but it never hurts to keep like a trading journal. Write down, if you happen to execute a day trade, write down on a notebook, maybe get a small little, a small desktop calendar, just write where, day trade with day trade Square, day trade Apple, and then have the expiration date written on the calendar. That way you can kind of keep yourself out of trouble with it. Yeah, it looks Simon, looks like the hedgies are going to try to push the price down. And this was not totally unexpected. Last day of the year, you know that they're gonna pull out all the stops. Hopefully, they're pulling out all the stops because it's their intention to close their positions out in January. So if they want to close their positions out in January and have the price run back up, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We should all be happy for them to push it down with the intention of closing out their position. There aren't enough shares left and not enough time in the day for them to do any serious damage. I mean, potentially to market close, we could see it get down, 27.50, 27. We don't want to see it, but it is a possibility. They hate us and they know that we're winning, so it gives them the potential to do silly things. But yeah, AMC, a little bit downward channel on the day. We've seen this before. We'll see it again. When we're counting money after the MOAS, none of that's going to matter anyway. So what does everyone have planned for New Year's Eve? What's everyone up to tonight? I'd like to stay up for the dropping of the ball, but I'm getting old. And going to bed early always seems like a good idea. I think this evening I just chill out and play some on PlayStation 4. I've been playing Formula 1 2021 lately, waiting for the new Formula 1 game to come out, and been sitting around the house imagining my dreams of being a Formula 1 driver. Let's see. Just kind of checking Twitter real quick. Yeah, Riptide jumped on Twitter and liked the photo of the last breakfast of 2021. I made myself some super killer breakfast sandwiches this morning. Someone out there had the brilliant idea of taking Johnsonville sausage and doing it up like strips of bacon, and they have a maple flavor. Oh my God! When your house smells like maple flavored bacon sausage, it is so wonderful. But yeah, I did breakfast sandwiches up this morning. I'm old, going to bed at 9 p.m. Yeah, that's 9 p.m. sounds like a glorious target to go after as far as when to go to bed. There is certainly nothing wrong with that. Get this year over with as quick as possible. Here we are. We are approaching the 28 mark. Look at that big red candle. How much volume did? Okay, that was only just shy of 147,000. That's not too drastic. Let's see. Let's try and see what we got for the biggest candles of the day here. Looks like the early morning spike of all the orders that were put in the pre-market hours that were waiting for market open. That's a lot of what I see right there. Yeah, we're just shy of 469,000 shares traded in that minute. Other than that, you look at the whole rest of the day, and we got a fairly decent red candle there. 178, just shy of 179,000. No real big shots. If anyone's taking swings at AMC, they're taking tiny swings. Look at these. These aren't even 100,000 shares in those minutes. Granted, they are red candles. If you're gonna be seeing 100,000 share candles, it'd be nice if they were green and not red. Looks like it came down, tried to hit that 28. A little bit of a bounce. Do we get a little run up going, or is this a downward breather? Because just like a stock trading upward has to take a breath every once in a while. The same thing when a stock's on its way down, every once in a while, buying pressure has to step in and push it back up. Looking at the RSI, we did have a pretty decent spike in the RSI. The high volatility right as the market opened, right in this little run up we had. We did get higher on the RSI here. Let's see. So yeah, counting the hey Toad, how's it going, man? Counting the initial high volatility at market open, which immediately turned around and ran down to the oversold range. For the most part, we've only threatened being overbought 3 times today. So yeah, it is kind of a down day. No sugarcoating. That's just the way it is today. And this is for the most part a continuation of the week of Thanksgiving. Granted, it's not as extreme as that 3-week period where every day was just getting kicked into the curb every single day. Day after day, just huge losses, huge losses. I know I took a pretty decent hit on some options contracts during that time period. On some of my bull put spreads. That's why I went options off. But I'm excited for the new year to start attacking the hedge funds again. Especially if this 26-28 zone holds up. God, we can't even scroll all the way down. Yeah, we got a long way to get down to that 26 range. But yeah, if we continue to hold the ranges we've been on, Monday, January 3rd, I go back on attack mode. It'll be a while, it may be a while before I open back up with covered calls, but I'll definitely be, the bull puts will definitely be on the menu. I want to start making money again and not just, waiting on the market to move one direction or the other. So anyone have any questions? I know. The past few days we had a couple new subscribers. I think we're up to 62 or 63 subscribers now, which is definitely awesome. Let's jump over. Doobie doobie doo. But yeah, let's definitely see how this plays out. If we can hold this 28 and bounce off of it, I got applause from Toad. Are the applause for going back on the attack? You got it, Toad? Just like a stock, I was consolidating, and waiting to see what was going to happen. And, this channel is holding up. And I was waiting to see, how this was going to play out. Could we hold that 26 mark to where I could go back on the offensive? We even got over 30 there. We're still under 30. This is when I was hoping we'd go up and recap, or hold that upward channel. But yeah, we fought back and we've caught the 30 a few times. Do I know the percentage of retail investors? I thought last numbers I saw, we were in the mid to high 70% being held by retail. I I couldn't give you exact numbers, but I did see that it was in the 70s for as far as how much percentage is owned by retail investors. Oh, applause for the subscribers. Yeah, thanks, Egon and Toad. That's like we were talking in Clay's channel. He said, just gotta keep putting in the time. Subscribers, subscribers will come. Just it takes time to grow a channel, and the channel's growing because of the awesome community that's in here. The people that come in every day, or just pop in to hit the like button, and are listening in the background while they're going about their days. All of that definitely helps the channel grow, and channels get better because of the people that are in the channels. So it's everyone listening and watching the channel. Y'all are the ones that make this channel as good as it is. Can you show the most basic option you can do with AMC to make a quick $100? Well, if you're looking for quick money, as far as now, anytime you enter an options contract, if you're buying an option contract, if you are the buyer, you have to pay a premium. If you are the seller of a contract, by selling you collect premium, but you have to put up collateral. And the three most basic for putting up collateral is if you are doing a covered call. You are selling the right for someone else to call your shares away, not a day trade, say with $1,000. $1,000, there are a couple, now definitely if you're going to enter an options contract, there are some things you need to, very important things, and this you can view as financial advice. If you are going to enter into an options contract, need to cover 20% large company sell during... We'll come back to that in just a minute, Toad. So if you're going to enter into options contracts, you have to know what you're willing to risk, what loss you're willing to take, because there is a decent chance that you will take a loss playing options. If you're playing shares, it all comes down to just buying and holding, but you could find, depending upon what stock you're looking at and how volatile you could find yourself holding for quite a while. So it's kind of harder to do a quick, to quickly earn money. Now the number one examples I use on here are AMC trades when it comes to the selling side of the house. So if you're going to enter into options, know what you're willing to risk, and it's wise to set what's called a stop loss, knowing that if it moves to this price, if I'm down 25%, if I'm down 30%, I'm going to close my position. I'm going to take that loss and wait to find a different trade. And I use stop losses quite often, and sometimes a stop loss helps me. On rare occasions, the stop loss does hurt me. Oh, looks like we did punch down through the 28. So let's go. We're going to go to single options calls. So perhaps the simplest one is if you have 100 shares and you want to enter what's called a covered call. Now, a covered call means that, say you enter into a cover call at the $35 strike price. So you have your shares and you want to sell a covered call. You will end up putting up your 100 shares as collateral, because if it runs up to 35 or higher, the option can be executed and your 100 shares are called away from you, and you collect the $100 per share for the contract. So if you put up one covered call contract at 35 and it ran up to 35.20 on Friday, and your shares are called away, the share price is at 35.20, but your contract was for 35. So no matter what, your shares will be sold at $35 per share. So you would collect 3,500. That is at expiration, or that is if they exercise early. Chances are you won't be exercised early if there's no dividend involved, and that's another aspect of them is people looking to capture dividends. AMC does not have a dividend, so that's not something you really have to worry about. So if you wanted to do a $35 strike price on covered calls, these are expiring Friday of next week, which would be 7 days away. You go across and you could potentially, looking at the mid price, you would collect 26 cents per share. So it's 100 shares on the contract, you would collect $26. That is for each contract you enter into. Now, anytime before, because you sold to open, anytime before expiration, you can buy to close. Now, you would want to buy to close, say if, so AMC is currently at $28.95 roughly per share. If AMC dropped down to, let's say, $25 a share, this number, the $26 premium, could drop down to, say, $12. Or even, okay, so it's 26 right now. Let's say it dropped down to $13 for the same contract. So in order to buy the contract, or to close a contract, you would buy to close. But you would only be paying $13. So you essentially would make 50% profit. You collected a $26 premium when you sold to open. If you paid $13 per contract to close, it would free up your 100 shares of collateral, and you would still, the profit you would have to show would be the difference between the collateral you collect, or the premium you collected and the premium you paid to close. So you collected $26, you pay $13 to close, you made a 50% profit on the trade. Now, with the potential of the MOAS, this is why a stop loss would be greatly important if you were playing covered calls, because say you were willing to, you were sitting on money, you weren't too worried, so you bought them for $26 and you figured you could take, you would be willing to potentially take, let's say, a 50% loss. So you would enter a buy position to close at $39 because you're looking at, the premium that you originally collected, you're willing to take a 50% loss. Same thing as the opposite of closing early to take a 50% gain at $13. Well, now you add $13 on to close at a potential loss. So you would enter to close at $39. So if AMC all of a sudden, before next Friday went on a tear and, skyrocketed up to $50 a share, rather than, selling at $35 when the price goes to $50, it would automatically close this contract out when it got up to $39 and prevent you from losing, potentially $15 per share times 100. You're talking about losing $1,500 right there. So a stop loss in that situation would definitely protect you. Now, pop on the low side real quick. And Toad, I am coming back around to that on you. So on a Webull, they're listed as verticals. Vertical puts, this is what's known as a bull put spread, because you're playing the low side, but your sentiment is still bullish on the position. So we were talking earlier, that 25-26 range. This is a spread because it's involving two different options legs at once. You are selling a cash secured put and you are buying a protective put at the same time. So you're putting up a collateral of $100, being the difference between the two contracts, and you are collecting, you are collecting a premium. Anytime you sell, you're collecting a premium. So on this, you would be collecting a $25 per contract premium. And it's the same thing. But on this side, you want the share price to either stay the same or to go up, to get further away from where your contract is open for. And it's the same thing. As time goes on, this will lose value. And that would be indicated by your theta. And there are a lot of videos you can watch on the Greeks. If you had specific questions, if you want to do a little bit of research on the Greeks, or it depends on how much time we have here. I could go over some of the Greeks basic, go over the basics of them. Need a drink. So on these, so you mentioned having potentially say $1,000. Well, what you could do in this situation is, so you have $1,000, and I already mentioned about knowing how much risk you're willing to have and setting up a stop loss. So potentially, if you had $1,000, you could, if it was your choice, open up, say, 8 contracts using $800 of collateral. You could open up 8 contracts of the bull put spread at the 25 to 26 spread. You would collect $26 per contract, so you'd be looking at $208 of premium that you would collect. So you would add the $208 to the remaining $200 that you had from your initial $1,000, and basically, using not only the premium that you received, but also the $200 of standby capital, you could figure your bull put spread. And usually when I'm playing spreads, my loss tolerances are a little bit higher. Normally on a covered call, I'm looking at a 25 to 30% loss. If I'm doing like a bull put spread, I'd be looking more towards a 50 to 75% loss, just because anytime you're selling, your maximum losses on a spread, they're already predetermined. Your maximum loss is the difference between your collateral and your premium. So the most you would lose is $74 per contract. But yeah, so that is one of those mechanisms that you can use for generating just a little bit of revenue, because you're putting up $100 per contract collateral, you're collecting $26 per contract premium. So yeah, if you were sitting on $1,000 and it was within your risk tolerances, you could enter, you could even enter a full 10 bull put spreads, use that whole 1,000. I would just, me personally, I like to have capital on reserve. That's another part of having stop losses, is knowing how much capital to have on standby to exit the position if it goes bad. And looking at, you've got $208 of premium collected. Well, when you're looking at $400, potentially on standby, tentatively you could have about a 95% risk. You would have capital available for that. And as you get closer to expiration, if the between theta decay and if the price moves away and this starts to lose more value, you could look towards closing it out early. And that again, you'd want capital on standby. And as soon as you close that position out, if you manually close it, your collateral is released back to you as soon as you close it. If you wait till expiration, so these expire on the 7th of January, they expire next Friday. If you ride your contract to expiration, your collateral is not released until the following trading day. Your collateral would be released back to you the following Monday morning. So yeah, you are tying up cash, but depending upon your risk tolerances, it is potential to make more money. And if you're worried, I like to potentially quarter up, especially when I'm selling the spreads. If you're willing to be less on the dime and more on the nickel, as far as nickel and diming. If you drop down the 23.24, you are further away on the strike price. Your premium is, you do collect less of a premium on the same collateral, but you've built in an additional $2 buffer. So you have $2 more potential of being right. So the further away you get, the less riskier it is, and the less premium you collect for them. So let me look at Toad here. Sorry, I meant if the hedge funds need to cover 20%, What if the largest companies sell their shares during the MOAS before you and I do? Yeah, Toad, that is definitely, it is part of the risk of the MOAS. The thing is, that's, I know people have expressed concern that the MOAS would only run up, I can't remember exactly who, I still got to find that notebook. Someone was saying that, they're only viewing the MOAS going up to 500, which, if institutions are set up to undercut, oh, sorry. If institutions are set up to, if they've already got their profit taker set in at $500 a share, yeah, we could see a little bit of a pullback in that region. The only question is how many shares are they willing to kick out, and how much percentage of apes and retail continue to hold through that. Because if we continue to hold through that, and if an institution decides to sell their shares and the hedge funds soak all those up, is it enough of a position to affect the shorted shares? Last count I saw was, I think it was right around 87 million shares shorted. Oh yeah, hey Paul, no problem, man. That's part of the reason why I'm here, is to help get information out, help people make a more informed decision. Hey, what's up, DD214? If the hedge funds need to cover 20 million shares, for example, company X, Y, and Z are holding 20 million shares of companies, could sell off their shares before you and I could, prematurely ending the MOAS. Yeah. So Toad, if they did that, if one company was looking to buy, and say three long companies stepped in with 20 million shares, we would still see a 20 million influx over that time period. It may end up coming across, if they do it as a dark pool to close it, and they're able to get all 20 million from three sources at once, it would potentially come through as one massive 20 million candle. But that 20 million candle would shoot the price, that would be a serious high spike of both volume and price. So you would have to look at the surrounding candles. If you were watching the MOAS happen in real time, I would think that they would tend to avoid doing it all at once because of the huge spike, the huge spike that they would see. The same thing I was talking about, a step out on my exit, how I'd have key levels set up and do like 5 step outs of 10% and then 1 step out of 50% when I think we hit peak. It is possible that some of the hedge funds may test the water, and they may do a step out close. So we may see, you could see if they do a 4-level 25% step out, they may locate the shares, and we see, that same 20 million, we could see a 5 million share spike on the candle. A volume. You look at all the candles surrounding it, and all of a sudden, you have 250,000 share candles, and all of a sudden there is a 5,250,000 share spike, and then of course the share price would shoot up, the RSI would shoot, everything would shoot up. You would see it. It would be definitive on the charting if it was all at once. And then 8 minutes later, you see another 5 million share spike, and then you would actually see, if people were noticing it and looking at FOMO, you would start to see your 250,000 candle. Those start turning into 300,000 candles, and they'll start turning into 500,000 candles, 500,000 candles. You start seeing 1 million candles, and then you start seeing spikes of 10 million candles as other hedge funds are having to close their position. So that would be kind of the ramp up that I would see. And like I said, they could do an all at once close, but in order to see 25 million covered, or 20 million covered at once, that you would end up seeing that executed on the dark pool, to where there would be no increase in buying pressure, and then boom, all of a sudden 20 million out of nowhere. So I think if they saw that, that would definitely, the FOMO would instantly wrap up, because people would realize this is the MOAS, and you would see instantaneous FOMO because people are realizing somebody huge just covered, and just looking at an individual candle of 20 million, they'd be like, okay, well, we know they're short the total short position is 87 million or 100 million or 110, whatever the total shorted shares are, they would know that that's only, say, a fifth of it. So they know that they have potential of whatever happened, at least 5x gains if everyone's holding. You got into it last heard we owned 80%, give or take. That's why it's hard to believe that so many AMC shares selling. I'm choosing to hold. Yeah, that's DD214. Yeah, some of the last numbers I saw, I've seen the 80% numbers. I've seen numbers down in the mid 70s, the high 70s. I've seen 80%. There are so many different numbers out there, and that's the problem. You could, if you could live track it throughout the day, you could see those percentages change. The same thing with the utilization. As they're borrowing shares, as they're returning shares, as they're shorting shares, you would see the utilization change. As people, say someone with a large account moved from one broker to another. Well, say they had, say on broker A, they had their share lending turned on. They moved to a new broker and they turned their share lending off. Or the exact opposite. Their share lending's turned off on one broker, and while it's in transit, it hits the new broker, and those shares are available to borrow. That in real time would directly affect the utilization. So the market is a fluid beast. You can. That's why you always hear people talking about when you see a little bit of a pullback, the stock is taking a breather. It is a living entity, and it's got to breathe, and you look at it, just like just like hooking someone up to heart monitor. You see click over to the SPY, look at the chart. This is the heartbeat of the S&P 500. So yeah, certainly anytime you get numbers, kick those out to the community, share them, but realize that just like from minute to minute the share price changes, minute to minute or text data, if you could have a way to monitor that live, you would see the numbers changing in real time. Thankfully, like the S&P, SPY catching a little bit of got a nice little cup developing. Candle going kind of red. Are we going to see a pullback into a little bit of a handle there? AMC, we did have that downward push, but we are coming back and holding right around that $28 mark. And of course, looking at that $28 mark, as long as we keep around that 28, that continues, looking at that soft little buffer channel for bull puts. That's like my main indicator going into the new year on whether I'm options on or options off when the new year starts. And right now it is most certainly looking like on the low end I will be going options on to start the new year. Me personally. How is Prog looking? Prog ran up into that the standard buy zone and then dropped back down into the discount zone. I know Devil's Advocate wasn't a fan when I was talking about Prog hitting the sub-dollar. I only want Prog to hit sub-dollar next week so I can buy a whole bunch in preparation for potentially running up. I'd love to see Prog when it finally squeezes the remaining 66%. The remaining 2/3 of those short shares. I would love to see it run up in tag 24.19. I definitely see $12 to $12 to $18 as a good reflection of where it might run to when those cover, just based off when the first 33% covered, it ran up to $6 a share, 6 or just shy of 7. So I'm kind of using that as a baseline, depending upon how it goes when the remaining 66% cover. If 33% is, if 33% gets you to 6 million, I would just kind of use that as a rough estimate on, what kind of potential we could see out of Prog. And there's no real science behind that. Just going off of looking at the thirds on it. But Prog is a long play for me, but it's a long play until it runs up, and I make decent money off it to go and pull and put over into AMC. Everything's about getting more AMC shares. Shib ain't too shabby. So yeah, there are a couple other ones. I ran through. I checked some news this morning. Oh, bullish returns are bearish. How to fact check stock predictions. Oh, okay, I'll look at that later on. I got different news sources. Yeah, that's no surprise there. Kind of wanted to look there. So there was, I think it was in Baltimore at one of the CSX rail yards. There was an explosion. Does not look like it has really affected the share price today. Like playing Monopoly, I got my railroads, I got my utilities, power company, water company. Just got some regular positions. These are not an endorsement of any stock, but these are just ones that I've got in my long-term investment portfolio. How many shares? What I was trying to ask was how many shares do apes hold versus the institutions? I believe the numbers to look for on that. What is just a little bit of math here? Y'all know how horrible I am at math. AMC Outstanding Shares should be 500. Is it 513? Yeah, 513.33 million outstanding shares. So 80% of that retail. Looking at those numbers, retail owns about 400 million shares. That's just a rough number there, going off the 513 million outstanding shares that are listed. And those numbers are from, is that Yahoo? Yeah, it's from Yahoo Finance. I always like to try and give sources. That's like when we're talking in on Claybrow's channel, and I mentioned that I had seen 32 million or 32% short on the free float for AMC. I tried finding what source it was. It was yesterday that I saw that, and I thought it was either True Demon or Short the VIX who had shared that. I don't think it was TMI, because TMI had posted some information about how the 40 million counts, either the 40 million counts were wrong or the 18 into 40 was wrong. But yeah, if I find information or numbers, I'll always try to provide the source that I use for it. That way, of course, if I'm wrong, I have no problem with people, going fact checking, finding, if I'm wrong, and don't realize it, I would definitely like the community to let me know if the information I'm providing is wrong, because it just means that if I get it from a source that I think is good, then that would make me question that source. And a lot of people out there, they are fairly reliable. You look at TMI, look at Matt Kors, look at Claybrow. They do their due diligence is good enough to the point where when they say something, unless it's like so outlandish that you immediately question it, usually when they post something, you can almost take it as guaranteed fact. And if you see any information contradicting that, well, yeah, definitely start digging into it, because no one is infallible. Everybody's susceptible to collecting misinformation, or collecting information that's just wrong. But you collect it from a source that historically is always accurate, that puts out good data. So yeah, CSX, they're doing good today. That's from the long term portfolio. Let's look at Consolidated Edison. How is their day going? Kind of blah, dipped down a bit. Still looking pretty good. Let's look at Energy Transfer. That is just so gorgeous. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Global Water, GWRS. Low volume, but still a little bit of upward movement. So what's everyone up to? I know we're about halfway through till Calabro stream. Can't wait for the kickoff of the rest of the day. Stennis Capital. Yeah, not a whole lot of excitement anywhere. Anybody have specific things they want to look at stock-wise? Anyone do any technical analysis and just kind of not looking for confirmation bias, but just wanting a second set of eyes to look at it? I have no problem with if anyone has positions that they want to look at. I have no problem with popping in and just having a look at it. And GameStop down almost 2.5%. Jump back over to AMC. AMC is broken through, coming down and hitting that upward ascending line. Not a fan of that. AMC can go ahead and turn around and start running up now. Make everybody feel good going into Power Hour. Let's have a look at fun or no fun. Fun, same thing. In fact, all right, we're on fun. Kind of get a mental image, and AMC. Okay, no, not the same pattern. Looks like fun had a little bit more upward movement not too long ago. I think today overall will be a slow day. Everyone taking off for last day. Yeah, DD214. I've been mentioning that since last week, since the week of Christmas. Just that the last 2 weeks of the year, look to be slower days, lower volume, potential for if there were shorters hanging out, they could potentially drive the prices down. And yeah, it's just looking to be a slow end of the year. So, slow couple last weeks. Paul saying yes. What do we have for the yes of Paul? Energy Transfer, James Tesla. Okay, Ford. I see something in my updates about Ford, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Ford, huge run up early, up over 21. That looks like it might have been day traders or swing traders. When it runs up and hits the dollar mark exactly, or punches through like 1 or 2 cents and turns around, plateaued just a little bit, and then selling pressure stepped in. Nice little cup, did not get its handle, downward trend, hard hit, started to pick up a little bit of momentum, pushed down again, took a breather, running back up. So Ford looks like it might be trying to, going into power hour, might be running an upward trend. Okay, that was just talking about price targets. Citibank increased price targets on Tesla, GM, and Ford. But certainly, yeah, I have no problem with just kind of hanging out, and if anyone wants to look at any specific stocks, or if anyone just wants to have any kind of general chat. I mean, kind of a nice chill place to hang out going into the weekend. It is Friday. In fact, let's look and see. Let's pop over to see what we're looking at for in the money today. Oh my God, hang on. Oh, I still had the January monthlies open. One call contract at $14 a share on AMC. To be that one single lonely contract just hanging out by itself. Or is that 14? Yeah, at $14. One contract at $14. Wow. So very lonely. So it looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like between 7,000 7,500 calls in the money as of right now. If we can run back up, get another 4,500 tacked onto that. I really was hoping we'd be able to hold the hold 30-31. Make the run up there. Additional 16 or 26,500 contracts going in the money, that would have been nice. But yeah, it's just on lower interest, lower volume, just kind of a lazy end of the year. Those kind of got pushed away, so it would have been nice having those close in the money. But I think looking forward into the new year, of course, jumping over on the monthlies. Oh, wrong one. There we go, 21. I would like to see us get back up to 40. With almost 58,000 contracts that can go in the money, not to mention the almost 13,000 here, the almost 11,000 here. No, not going to get down to 14. The thing is that so with options contracts, you have contracts that are in the money, meaning they're paying, and you have out of the money, meaning that they're at expiration they'll be worthless. So every contract that is below this line is in the money right now. So depending upon this one contract at $14, depending upon when they got the contract, this could actually they might actually make money off this. Granted, right now, so if they chose to execute it, they can buy 100 shares of AMC at $14 a share. So basically, for $1,400, they'll get 100 shares. To where if you went out on the market right now and just purchased them, you would need $2,782. Or, you would have to pay this price per share. So for 100 shares. So yeah, if they're planning on executing and looking at the price right now, depending upon how much, it's certainly worth doing. Depending upon how much premium they paid also. And looking at the price right now, if you were to go out and buy it, you'd be looking at a total of for $2,800 you could buy 100 shares, because you would buy the contract for that price. Well, if it ran up and closed out at 30, you could immediately you could execute, get those shares, and turn around and immediately sell them for 30 if we ran up that high, make $200 off of it. Or even it would be reflected in in the value of the contract that you bought to open, you would sell to close. So yeah, all these are money making contracts right now. And if we get up and we recapture 28, we'll have almost another 4,600 contracts that go in the money. That'd be another 4,600 contracts that are, that have to be covered one way or the other. What do we have here? That is exciting. Yesterday I think the channel had 57 or 58 subscribers, and we're up to 62 now. Just got to keep grinding away at it, grow the channel. We are looking to enter. Will this ascending line of support hold up? Personally, I don't believe it will. I think it's just it's a slow enough of a day to where just people taking the day off from it, people getting ready for New Year's Eve parties, and surprisingly, Prog is still holding up pretty decently. They are on a downward channel also. But I think they had enough of a run up earlier in the day to where they're still holding their own. But they are starting to move downward. If this trend continues to close, let's just do a real quick rough line here. We're just going to shoot a line right down the center. Yeah, it's pretty close down the center. Hang on, let's so yeah, if this downward channel continues, could be right around the 202, 201, $2 mark. Not unrealistic at all. Just looking how it is a pretty stable downward trend. Can always move the line, make it look a little bit worse. Make it look a little bit worse, make it look a little bit better. Yeah, we're still looking to be in that range, though. I always try to give realistic numbers, realistic expectations. This is not a channel for if you're just looking for confirmation bias. This is not the proper channel. If I'm going to give opinions and technical analysis, I'm going to try and for educational purposes and for entertainment purposes, I'm going to try and make sure it's the best information I can give out. And of course, I certainly appreciate everyone who's just, even just listening to me ramble on about stocks or random things, just hanging out and helping the YouTube algorithm out. I definitely appreciate it. Don't need massive participation or anything like that, or nothing like that. Just kind of hang out, chill. Just like y'all, I'm doing a little bit of technical analysis while I'm waiting for Claybro's afternoon stream to kick off, because I like hanging out in there. So let's see if we have. We'll jump back over to AMC. Yeah, and we have punched through. any other stocks that I'm interested in? Looks like real estate's recovering just a little bit. Let's check the VNQ. That's a nice day. Looks like end of yesterday got beat down, and today it opened up and said, "Nope, let's have a better day." So thank you, Vanguard, for that. Who else? Who else is looking? Who else is looking good? Who else is looking bad? AT&T. I am. AT&T and I have a hate-hate relationship. ExxonMobil, let's see how they're doing after in the continuing Texas debacle that's going on. Fairly decent day. Really, really volatile at the beginning. Shoot up. That's kind of a funky look right there. Just real quick. Ding. Could go off there. That's a super, super tight triangle there. Actually, let's look at ExxonMobil on the day here. Just kind of. That's not a bad daily wedge on ExxonMobil. I hear you. Got my own channel. Very hard to get subscribers and to get the like button. No, hey Paul, if you've got a channel and you've subscribed, I have no problem with popping over on my popping over after the stream. If your thing, hang on, wait, I can actually do this on. What's the name of your channel here? Is it just under your name, or does it have Paul? Because I certainly have no problem with following other YouTubers, helping other people in the community, trying to get going. Don't know how long you've had a channel going. Oh, that is you. Boom, subscribed. Yeah, I always, I am grateful for Claybro allowing me to, he doesn't have a problem with me, advertising my channel on his, posting links to my channel. He doesn't have any problem with that, trying to get the word out on, get the word out of my channel, because he knows, I'm in there, I support his channel, I do the super chats on his channel, Yep, I got it up and running. Looking at it right now, yeah, I am your 91st subscriber. Central boiler chimney fire. Whoa. That's kind of cool. Snowplow hookups. Definitely. Cool. This looks like a day in the life type stuff. Yeah, definitely looks cool. Yeah, I'm happy to support your channel, man. It's no, I'm same boat you are, dude. Your channel's bigger than mine right now. 161 videos out there. Yeah, it's so. A little bit. Is this your first time in here, Paul? Have you been on the stream before? Because this channel actually came from Devil's Advocate. I was kicking around the idea of putting together, more so than just doing the number updates on Claybro's channel. I wanted to go through and because I used to always, give the options updates throughout the week, just kind of type it all out and. I was thinking, I could do like, a live options update video like on my lunchtime from my regular job. And one day, Devil's Advocate hit me up on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, do you have a moment to, do you have some time to talk options?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." I was at my 8 to 5 job, so I'm like, "Yeah, if you don't have a problem with calling." So he and I spent like an hour on the phone talking options, and I was already kicking around the idea of starting the channel. And I was planning to do it, when I was on vacation for the week of Thanksgiving. And I realized, new to you. Okay, cool. Yeah. So first day visit. Yeah. Uh, but I was already kicking around the idea of Thanksgiving week, and this was the week before, and I was like, man, that's a whole week where there may be people out there who were struggling with options, who might need little tips or little things to help them learn their own strategies for options. So yeah, I actually spent that was on a Friday that I talked to Devil's Advocate, and I spent the whole I spent the weekend working on the channel to get it up and running for for the following trading week, and I launched that next Monday morning. In fact, the first 35 minutes, because I was still learning the programs as far as Streamlabs, the first 35 minutes of my launch live stream was actually the wrap up on Claybro's morning stream for was it his morning stream, or was the first 35 minutes was the close of Claybro's stream. So I'm sitting there all nervous. I got a couple people in chat. They were typing with me, and I'm sweating bullets because I'm not, I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't go out partying anymore. I used to when I was younger and stuff, but I've gotten to the point where I don't like large crowds. I don't like going out to lots of places. So I'm sitting there the first day with a camera watching me, and I can see myself on my screen, and I've got Claybro going, and it kind of broke the ice that I made the mistake and didn't have to do a lot of talking the first 35 minutes. But I think we ran for like 2 hours and 16 minutes that day. Watch crypto mining, like to learn new stuff. I thought about getting into crypto mining. I was just worried about the startup cost as far as not knowing what equipment I need and how it works, and I would have to do a whole bunch of research before I got into crypto mining. Let's see. AMC is fighting back a little bit. These large red candles, though, 104,000, 151,000, 213,000. It's nice to see, this green candle here popping in, definitely trying to help reverse the trend just a bit. Almost 185,000 towards the upward end. It's just been hanging out at or below the midline most of the day. What do we have going on here? Just kind of bouncing around page to page here. Speaking of crypto, checking my crypto wallet right now. How's the crypto market? Bitcoin down, Ethereum down, Uniswap down, Litecoin down, Chainlink down, BAT is down, Pax Gold and Day are both. Pax Gold is up. Day is listing. They're up at plus 0.00%. That's funny. I don't have Pax Gold and I don't have Day, but I'm in the rest of them. Thank you, many thanks yous. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, I'm actually I'm fighting my way towards getting monetization, which is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched content. And that's where the true grind of it comes in. Like I said, I'm happy. Got over 60 subscribers today. I think it was. I'm pretty sure last night the last time I looked at it, I was at 59. So somebody overnight subscribed, and then got another two today. But I definitely like to get monetized, especially with doing the live streams, because even on days because I'm on vacation right now, but the days where I have where I'm working my 8 to 5 job, if I can pop in at lunchtime and you know have an hour for lunch, if I can get 45 minutes, 50 minutes of live stream out there, so just a little bit of time during the day, get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in there, and that could potentially be another, might get another 6 hours worth of watched content, and that really is the grind of it. Yeah, just a little bit. AMC is starting to fight back a bit. Apparently, it did not like that 2750 range. Ran down, touched 2750. Whenever I see a round number like that, an even dollar amount, or oh, hey, thanks, man, thanks for liking and subscribing. When we hit that 50 cent, if you hit a 50 cent mark, if you hit an even dollar mark, to me that just screams that someone had a limit order set. And you see, look at the candles surrounding it. The other candles are super tiny, but you hit this guy right here, and that is where it spikes all. That is your farthest down spike. It's almost like it hit the limit order, bounced off, and that was a huge buy order that was set up to happen at that 2750. And that little bit of buying pressure transferred into the next couple candles. So if we can ride that momentum up, so what do we have here? Almost 185,000 on a green candle. So let's check other green candles and see if we have anywhere near, not even 100,000 volume there. 104,000 volume on that one. How big of a candle was that? That was a decent sized candle. I don't do the Fibonacci retracement or anything like that. I generally just kind of peek at the candle sizes and see how good they look. But even with that hard push down on that 213,000 volume candle, pushed us down, got us in the zone, fought back a little bit. A couple smaller buy orders. Those are definitely retail buys right there. 100, where we got 120,000. Maybe some small hedge funds. 227, 220, and then the big boomer. 50% more than the previous candles on a possible limit order, runs up, and looks like it's reverting back down though. Yeah, and if you have any other, I try to have a live stream going. Whether it be a short one, uh, even on days when I'm working during market hours, or potentially after I get off work. Usually about 5:15 Central Time Zone. If I'm doing an aftermarket stream on the days where I work, uh, if you ever if you have questions on options and just at any point see that the stream's on, pop in there, ask the questions. If I can, I'll answer to the best of my ability. More so, of course, I definitely like, if I can help, if the information I give helps people make money, that's cool and everything. But I view it just as important if I can help people, you know, keep themselves from losing a lot of money. And that's in addition to making money, a large part of the market is capital preservation. Preventing yourself from taking losses. And there's nothing better than a position where you're down and it manages to fight back, and at the very least you break even on it. Preventing those losses. Prog getting a little bit of a fight back here. With how much downward pressure, just having that long downward channel, it's nice to see them turn around and having buyers really step back in. Do do do. Okay, I wasn't sure if I can move those around. I think those are just dependent on the price scale there. Oh, as I was going to do earlier, I wanted to look at AMC and look at the monthlies. Monthlies for January. Go vertical, puts. So, at $1,200, I can open 10 contracts. That's what the price is right now. 10 contracts, $300 a premium I'd collect. That's not bad, especially on a 23-24 price. Currently $3.50. I got $3.50 buffer room, and volume should be picking up next week. That's what makes these look so nice. $21.22s are ultra safe without the 22.50. 22.50 held up really nicely, except for that little punch through, that 15-minute punch through. $18 premium. Yeah, just something to look into for next week. I like to, positions that I know that I'm going to enter into. If I know I'm looking to enter into positions like, next week for the start of the new year, I'm opening options contracts back up. The earlier I can get in and start looking at prices and start getting game plans together of, I have patterns that I follow, but I won't know the exact specifics of what trades I'm going to enter into until I'm actually ready to enter them. But just so I can kind of see, the further out that I get kind of a game plan going, the more research you can do, the more analysis you can do. The more information data you accumulate, it makes a lot sounder of a decision when you're ready to pull the trigger. And I don't have infinite money, so I want to be as accurate as possible. I want to be as sure of the position I'm entering as possible. 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out, waiting for data to load. Yeah, for me personally, the vertical or the bull put spread, that's actually my favorite money maker. I do like on the high end, when we're around the $38 to $41 range. I would usually play covered calls at the $46 mark, because the $45 is a key psychological level. You can even see it in the options chain. With Spider-Man pumping, I think AMC will go up next week. Yeah, definitely has potential, but we have seen blockbuster movies come out and the stock get heavily shorted and it drives the price down. So yeah, definitely a catalyst, like Spider-Man coming out, like a major blockbuster movie, a huge grossing weekend. In a normal stock market, that would definitely cause the share price to go up. Disney had a little bit of a spike in their share prices. I think it was a day before or 2 days before Book of Boba Fett went on live streaming, because people were renewing their subscriptions. So yeah, anything like that could be a catalyst towards positive price movement. But even with Spider-Man at that huge opening weekend, we still saw the price going down because of how it was getting shorted. And that's one of the things you see when it's not a real representation of the market is when everything about the company's on the up and up and looking great, and the share price is still going down. You can't tell me that that's honest market price movement. So yeah, 14 days out. 24.25's at $30. And then next week's. Not entirely friendly. 24.25's at $20 a contract. 10 contracts, $200. That's a 1 week wait. It's not bad. Or maybe even. See, that's one thing. I don't actually do my options trading on Webull, just because of I don't know if there's some hidden function to where I can build my own custom contracts. But on some of the other brokerages, you can go in and you can create your own custom options, your own custom spreads. Like, I wonder, can I auto? Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So you can change up using the width. Change up, because I would be interested in. Now, because remember, when it comes to your collateral you put up, it is the difference of the strike prices. But I wonder, because so here it's a $2 difference in the strike prices. So instead of $100 premium per contract, you're putting up $100 collateral per contract. You're putting up $200 of collateral. It seems like every Friday they beat AMC down. Oh, they try to. A lot of reason why you see beatdowns come on Friday is because that's when options expire. On stocks that have weeklies or monthlies, the expirations are on Friday. Unless markets closed Friday, then they'll be on Thursday. The exceptions are the S&P 500, SPY, the NASDAQ 100 being QQQ, IWM being the Russell 2000. Those have contracts that expire 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But yeah, so on AMC, GME, anything with weekly options, if there are a bunch of contracts that are in the money, on Friday you'll see a hard push down to try and get as many contracts out of the money as possible. That's just less contracts that, less, for lack of a better term, less money they're losing. And they will short the stock, they'll do what they can to drive the prices down to increase selling pressure just to get contracts out of the money. And that's part of why I like to build in a nice buffer, because I could go in and get bull put spreads. If they're at let me go back over to the with one or auto. So we're at 27.58. I can tight line out. I can even do spreads that are half in, half out, meaning my sell is in the money, but my buy is out of the money. If I anticipate the strike price, anticipate the share price going up to collect a larger premium. But I know on Friday that they're going to work towards pushing the share price back down. That's also what makes covered calls a little bit safer, because at the end of the week, if you're borderline, going into Thursday, you're either going to see a whole bunch of pressure step in for buying with a run, or you're going to see them try and push the share prices down to get options out of the money. So on the covered call side of the house, that Friday push down can actually help you. On bull puts, where you're trying to maximize your profit while minimizing your risk. So the 2627s currently, they are out of the money. Both parts of the contract, in fact, let's go to this week. Both parts of the contract are out of the money. Now see, when you go to this week, these are expiring today. So almost all contracts are going to be, they're going to be almost worthless or completely worthless. The only exception are these, because you're half in, your sells are in the money, your buys are out of the money. So you would actually need the price to shoot up to make, to potentially get the most gains out of it you can. You would need the share price to shoot over 28. That's also, playing late week options, not giving yourself enough time on the buying side is dangerous. On the selling side with time working in your advantage, if there was proper premium, you could risk it and play them, but yeah, looking at next week. So based off the share prices right now, I could play the 2627s and really maximize. We're looking at $40 premium per contract on $100 on $100 collateral. You're looking at 40% gains, and if it held through the week, you get your collateral back the following Monday, and then you can just do it all over again. So that goes back to the whole risk versus reward. You can ride as tight as you want to that share price, but you're risking any kind of little push down at the end of the week could really ruin your day on your contracts. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, just let me know that AMC is down 5%. Yes, I know AMC is down 5%. I'm watching it. I'm watching the whole thing live. So who all do we still have hanging out in chat today? I know we're 9 minutes from power hour right now. Let me pop over. I want to see. No, I'm not interested in IPOs. I am more interested in how my P&L is looking here. I am still a little bit down. AMC is down. AMC's recovering a little bit, down 4.5%. Overall, I'm down a little bit over 2.5% on the day. So, on a day when AMC's not having the best day, the rest of my portfolio is picking up the slack. Half the losses from AMC is being mitigated by the rest of my portfolio. So, not a terrible day. It sucks being down. But one thing for everyone to keep in mind, today, if you end up red today, just remember, this is the last red day of 2021. So, that's a little bit of a silver lining there. This is the last day in 2021 that on the stock market, not the crypto market, but on the stock market, the last day you'll be red. Oh yeah, last day on the crypto market too. Because the kickoff of the weekend, Saturday will be the new year. So yeah, you'll start making profit and loss on the crypto market before you have to worry about it on the regular stock market. Oh, what's going on with Shib? Whoa, what's going on with Shib? Dropping down into a nice little buy zone. Be interesting to see how far down it goes. Every time I see stuff running down like that, I just start to think, okay, what are all the different mechanisms I can use to make money while it's going down? Unfortunately, crypto does not have options trading. Otherwise, if crypto had options, I would be doing some very unique trades on the weekend. I'd be using the weekend to fine tune my game to where Monday morning opens and the hedge funds just start shaking their heads because they know that I'm coming after them. But yeah, crypto options could be very dangerous. Do. But yeah, certainly you see end of the week. End of the week, you'll see share prices. You'll see them trying to knock prices down. More so if it is a week where monthly options are expiring. That's when there are some options traders that they don't play weekly options. They only pay attention to monthly options. You'll buy more at 2,800. Yeah, 2,800's a good zone when. Trouble is, if you look, we haven't gotten down to actual. If you're playing with limits and set it at 2,800, you might miss out. We jump back over another street. But yeah, 2,800 would be, if it ran down that low, that would definitely be a good place to grab a whole bunch at. Let's see, low. What was low here? 27. Yeah, you've got to go back into November for the last time we were down in the 28, down below 2,800. But yeah, if we get down that low, I just don't know how much, if we'll catch more support here. There might be, now one thing, I don't know, people are talking there are going to be all kinds of Shib burn parties this weekend and stuff like that. I don't know, people might see all the coins getting burned, and not as a result of the diminished supply, because I don't think there's enough right now being burned for the New Year parties to drastically affect the price. But what we could see is everyone sees the coins getting burned and they get excited about it and step in and start buying. So we could potentially see, we could see a nice hard bounce out of Shib as a result of just the excitement of people seeing the coins getting burned. Not that that would be directly affecting the price of it, but just the excitement and everyone, all the social media trending. Let me break out a calculator real quick. Divided by 0.0000. We did get down to 32. I don't want it at 32 though. Oh, let's just call it 3. Yes, if yeah, $1,200 if you set a limit buy order at 3,000 points. That would get you that'd net another 40 million coins. That's at the 30 mark though. So let's where? Oh, there's 30. Wish there was a way you could go in and just type the number you want. I swear it's such a pain getting a line exactly where you want it. Oh no, that's to buy. I want draw. I want to put a horizontal line, and I want the magic mark of 30. Right on the dot. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. I was going all OCD yesterday with this. It's like 0.1. How can it be that close? Do. Go up, go up, go up. Go up one more. Down one. 1, not 2. This is when you drive yourself crazy with your own charting. You want to get that perfect line. I wish I could just come over and click on there and tell it create alert at. Oh, there we go. We can. Okay, cool. There we go. Save. All right, I knew there had to be a way to do it. It's like it just drives you crazy. You're trying to click on that one little spot to. And we're going to turn that gold. I like gold lines. Gold lines are good lines. Did I bore everyone out yet? That is the question. Yeah, but definitely if 28 is your price mark, I hope it runs down and tags 27.99. You get your 28 fill, and then it runs away and shoots up to 8,800, or even just crushes at 0. If it ran up and knocked off a 0 and hit the 0.0001, that'd be so great. We're still in the 5-minute here. So Shib is starting to wake up just a bit. Buyers are stepping in. Saying no. You don't want it to run down to where your fill is and then Because if you're set to buy at 2,800 and it runs down to 2,799, you almost got the perfect bottom tick on it, and then it burned a zero. I don't know about you, but if it burned a zero, I would have I don't want to say stupid money, but I would have a slightly ridiculous amount of money off of that. But looks like it's waking up and starting to run away. Oh, to the moon. That's when it comes to Shib, that's the weird thing, because any huge spike like that, the people who were talking, talking about a penny, it is going to take a lot for Shib to hit a penny, and it's got to be taken in steps, because you got to look at the overall market cap of crypto. And yeah, I would love for it to run up to 1 cent, 5 cents, 10 cents. I would love to see it run up to that. But I try to look at it a little bit more realistic. Wonder what Shib Inu will be worth in 10 years. Yeah, Toad. I definitely think in 10 years that Shib could definitely be at a penny. In 10 years, if we keep finding new mechanisms for burning coins, and of course interest keeping up, and a lot of it does come down to viewing the value of inflation versus the dollar versus cryptocurrency. That is also going to play a huge part into it, because there's no point in getting a 5% gain when inflation and interest account for a 10% loss. You say a tenth of a penny in 10 years? Well, I certainly hope we get up quicker than that. I think as we become more don't want to say economical, more efficient in how we burn, and the mechanisms involved in driving the prices up, what if Shib Inu tanks and becomes worthless? Well, then a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. That could happen, if a whole bunch of whales abandon Shib. Yeah, that could happen. A lot of people who are holding, just large amounts, all of a sudden say, no, it's not worth it, we're done. Yeah, that could seriously hurt Shib. As far as it hitting, worthless is a relative term, because if you're out on the street, say everybody, instead of using real money, used physical money, everyone used a digital wallet. And there's a guy out on the street, and you go up to him, and if you gave the guy a penny, that's not much. But if you walk up to the same guy and give him one Shib coin, worth is a relative term, because how many Shib coins does it take to equal $1? Yet if you take $1 out of your wallet and give it to a person, to someone walking around with $1,000 in their wallet, giving $1 away doesn't seem like much. But if you're a person out there who only who at the end of their paycheck has $100 to spare, or $50 to spare, or $20 to spare, yeah, payday, you go and pay all your bills, and you've got $20 to make it to the next payday. Well, $1 is a massive amount. That's 1/20th of all the money you have left. So worthless can be viewed as a relative term. Not trying to damper or argue or anything, but really it is that's the same thing we're fighting with AMC. The people shorting the stock say AMC is worth, less than $1. AMC is worth $2 a share. AMC is worth $5 a share. Well, you talk to any diamond-handed ape, and you talk to some people, and they're saying, "Well, my AMC shares are worth 10,000 a share." So it's a relative perceived wealth at that point, or worth, a perceived worth. A new meme coin may come out and everyone invests in that and dumps Shib. Yeah, that's a definite possibility, Toad. That's we see it all the time. Remember all the hype behind Dogecoin. Doge was one of the top searched coins. And then Shib came out, and all of a sudden, as far as people doing searches and stuff, Shib took the world by storm. Well, what's the next coin that's going to come out, and what's the next pretty little shiny bauble that's going to distract everyone from the last shiny bauble they had? It was GameStop, the original meme stock. Everyone jumping on the GameStop bandwagon, and then all of a sudden this new shiny stock called AMC, everyone started recognizing that, and it was all the news, it was all the hype. And then you get people talking, what are other meme stocks? You get people talking about, they're nowhere near the same comparison, but Prog, BBIG, BlackBerry, Bed Bath Beyond. There's a whole list of them. And some of them, people are arguing, oh, well, this isn't a meme stock. That's not a meme stock. Well, what makes a meme stock? But yeah, it's the same thing. What happens if all of a sudden, for a while there, and I think their numbers still are better, Prog has higher numbers as far as a short squeeze candidate. Even now, after 33 to 35% of the short position covered a while back, and that was that spike up over $6 we saw. It's the same thing, but it still exists as a short squeeze candidate. Okay, true, you never know what's the next best thing. Will Shib Inu be around in 10 years? Is the important question. I think, important question. The $64,000 question. Yeah, that's well, depending upon how many you hold and what your price target is. Yeah, it could be a $64,000 question. That's also another thing that people talk about post MOAS. After AMC and GME. Go to the moon and everyone's sitting on all their tendies. There are people who are saying, I'll phone a friend. Yeah, there are people that say, after AMC I'm done. After the MOAS I'm done. Well, that they're, as soon as AMC and GME, GameStop are over, that's not the end of shorting of stocks. There are other stocks out there that are, that have potential to be short squeeze candidates, and all it takes is, same way for GameStop and AMC, how the community got behind those stocks. We could see, another stock pop up, and we will certainly be in a lot better financial position as a community, to where if we band together, rally behind another company, this could be a trend to where this is something that when hedge funds are doing risk analysis before entering at a short position, they'll have to look at, not only the numbers on the stock and, the technical analysis, but they'll have to factor in the potential for the community to get behind and to find themselves in the same boat. In my opinion, Toad, post-MOAS, there are a couple different ranges where AMC could drop back to. Without the shorting position, only time will tell if AMC can hold up. I figure, it's not out of the realm of possibility for AMC to drop down to, after the MOAS, hang out $12-15 range maybe. But then again, depending upon what AMC management does post MOAS, AMC may realize that it's a $25 to $30 stock. We just don't know, because one thing I've touched on before is the company that is AMC today is not the same company that was close to bankruptcy, a year and a half ago. They're two separate companies. They have the same name, they have the same ticker symbol, but when you look at one company was on the verge of bankruptcy, and then you look at the company under the leadership of Adam Aaron, they're two different companies. You've to the business itself. Yeah, AMC post MOAS, AMC will still be a company. It'll still be operating. It's not going. I do not see AMC going out of bankruptcy, because the financial troubles they were in before. The community, for the most part, threw AMC a lifeline, and they have, since they got their lifeline, they've gotten their books in order, and they're a thriving company now. They're a company that's in really great shape. They're paying back their debt, and there's a big difference between a company in debt and a company facing bankruptcy. There are a lot of good companies out there that do have debt, but the fact is that it's like a revolving debt. They borrow for new projects, and the company starts to thrive off the new projects. They pay that debt back, and of course AMC has a war chest built up. But even if you don't have a war chest, if you clear your debt and your company starts to make money, and you realize there's a project you want to do but you don't have enough money, well, you go out and you locate the money for your new project, so you accumulate a little bit of debt, and the new project hits, and you start generating more revenue, and you pay that debt off, and then you get a little bit of a surplus, and you realize there's another project you want to do, so you go out and you find a way. It's a revolving cycle of you take a little bit of debt and you turn it into making more profit, and you pay off that debt, and then you just keep the cycle going. But as a company, I don't see them facing bankruptcy again, because of the steps that have been taken. They shored up their reserves. They increased their revenue stream. They've certainly streamlined aspects of the company, and they've got sound fundamentals now. So I don't see them going bankrupt. So as a company, AMC, I don't see them going anywhere. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, in fact, I did subscribe to Outdoor Smiles channel. I saw he had a channel as well. Did you predict a February? I predicted potential catalyst in early February for a MOAS kickoff. Not predicting an exact MOAS, but when you look at when people start getting their tax returns back, and they look to if they are looking to, hang on, doing a couple things here. Delete. If people, depending upon when they file their returns back and when the federal government starts getting those returns out to people, we could see potentially that there'll be a large influx of money coming into the market. So if everyone does their taxes, fairly early on, first 2 weeks of January, they get their taxes in, and the government starts kicking out checks. I think sometimes you could see returns as early, I think, as like the third or fourth week of January, first week of February. So if everyone starts getting their returns back at the same time, and everyone says, man, that's a chance to buy more shares, we could see a lot more buying pressure stepping in. Buying pressure, of course, will cause the share price to go up. the potential for hedge funds to close out their positions early January, January into early February, as a result of wanting to know how far behind they are for the year. If those factors line up, then yes, early February, early to mid February, we could potentially see a MOAS kickoff. And those are, that's dependent on several different ifs. Trouble with the MOAS is, technically the MOAS can kick off anytime. And that's why, that's the joke on Claygro's channel. When's the MOAS? Oh, it's tomorrow. The MOAS is always tomorrow. But realistically, looking at different things that could be a catalyst for MOAS, yeah, I think that there's a fairly decent probability that we could have the MOAS the first half of February, maybe even the end of January. It really depends on when the hedge funds go to cover. And of course, those are my personal views. That's just, the question from Ugandan Toad: do you think the hedge funds honestly believe a MOAS will occur? Absolutely. Because if they were not worried about a MOAS, they would have covered by now. And that they're hoping that people will grow bored. They're hoping they can manipulate price action to shake as many paper hands off as they can. If they did not believe in the MOAS, they would have already covered. There's no way they would not have ridden that loss all the way through to the new year. They've had so many opportunities to cover. They're looking for the prime opportunity to get out of their position. Yeah, and I thought there was earlier in the year there was a company. Sounds like free beer tomorrow. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I've had a beer. Last time I had a beer, I believe it might have been a Corona. I'm fairly certain it was a Corona. Not the first week of January last year, but the year before at my company's holiday Christmas party. I think that was the last time I had a beer. So it would have been the first half of January of 2020 at my holiday Christmas party, because we didn't have a holiday Christmas party last year, and chances are we're not. I don't think we're having one this year because it would have already been announced. So yeah, it's been almost 2 years, I think, since I've had a beer. I might have had one at like a 3rd of July parade, or either 3rd of July. We have parades up here the 3rd and the 4th of July. So I might have had one at one of those, probably not this year, but maybe the year before, maybe in 2020. People just need to quit canceling all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, everyone's all out and about canceling fun. But yeah, that's Toad. If they didn't believe in the MOAS, or I guarantee you they've ran computer simulations based on price movements that they've seen. I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I used to be a pretty decent drinker back in the day, but for the most part, maybe if I'm at home and I had a beer or something, it would be cool. But really, there's not really, I don't go out and party. I'm not one to go on a pub crawl or anything like that. And it's not a matter of staying away from it. I've got several bottles here at the house. But between whiskey, bourbon, I think I got a little bit of vodka. I've got alcohol here. It's just I don't have to drink. I don't have to drink to have a good time. I'm one of those those people who I can have a good time without it. Oh, if they believe in the MOAS, why don't cover now? Like I said, they may be looking for the new year to see how far behind, to see what what their catch up point is. But everybody, so Claybro has just opened up the chat for his live stream, which will be kicking off in 6 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. I want to thank everybody who came by, spent a little bit of time out of their day. Definitely, Paul, your first time over on the channel. Thanks for coming in and subscribing, and glad I subscribed you back. Definitely gonna go check out some of your content on there and slam some like buttons down on it. Toad, thanks for popping in with your insight. Everyone else who joined the chat today. Not sure if I will see y'all before the new year, but for those who are going out and going to parties, celebrations, going to anything for New Year's tonight, definitely go out there, be safe, and let's all meet back up. Meet back up on January 1st, or not January 1st, but on January 3rd when the market opens, and let's all go out and find ways to make money together. But thank you for coming and spending some time here in the live stream. And best wishes to you and your family on a happy and safe New Year.